Hey guys, what up? It's Dan, aka Hoop Sneakers, and welcome back into the Hoop Sneakers YouTube channel, or the IGTV, or the Hoop Sneakers Facebook page, or wherever else you may be viewing this video. So today, I've got the performance review on these guys right here. This is the Anta GH2 from Anta Sports, and this particular colorway is the racing colorway, the special edition colorway that was sent to me. I've done an unboxing video on those, and so you guys know all the details about the colorway for those of you that have seen that. So, yep, just as a disclaimer for a lot of my performance reviews that I've posted to the YouTube page thus far, this pair of sneakers was sent to me by Anta Sports completely free of charge, so they were seeded to me, and for that I'm greatly appreciative to Anta for sending these my way. But without further ado, we should get into the review of the Anta GH2, the performance review. So we'll start things off with the traction, which is pretty standard. So the Anta GH2 has a really thick and durable outsole rubber that has, I'll see if I can get in and show you guys the outsole here. I'll flip it around so you can see the... But essentially, you've got like a really thick rubber, which is suitable for outdoors with really widely spaced grooves. So the traction's not really affected by debris when you're outdoors, nor does it really get affected by dust when you're playing indoors. So you don't really need to wipe very frequently or even at all with the Anta GH2. You can pretty much play a full 5-on-5 organised game of basketball indoor on the hardwood without really needing to wipe. I do wipe periodically at stoppages of play, particularly free throws, just out of a habit. But I didn't really feel like that necessarily improved what I was getting. It was just the same as it was before, which leads me to believe it's not really affected by dust at all. This particular rubber, the solid rubber on the Anta GH2, the solid rubber outsole doesn't squeak really much at all. I do have another colorway of the GH2 here, the Go Hard colorway, which has quite a bit of translucent rubber on the outsole. I did test these. I did use these in the testing process just a little bit. Predominantly tested the racing colorway, but I did play one of the games in these for half of it, and I also have done a workout indoors with these. The translucent rubber squeaks a little bit more than the solid, but not too much, and it's pretty much the same experience between both. I didn't experience any differences between the solid and the translucent rubber, which is typical of an Anta product. Their rubbers and their tractions are very consistent from model to model and from different opacity rubbers. So that was a positive for that. I'll go on to the cushion. So what is offered on the Anta GH2 is a full-length Ulti-Flash midsole, which is it's like an ETPU, like a P-Bax or a Boost or something of that nature. So it's a rubber compound or a foam compound with a lot of more plastic in it than traditional foams, which either have a lot of like air pockets in them, or a lot of maybe rubber. Like something like Adidas's Bounce has a lot more rubber than normal foam compounds within it. So what you get is a full-length cushion setup, which is very responsive, and it's like thinned out at the forefoot and is like a little bit more cage, which is typical for most foam cushions that run full length. And then you have a little bit more up at the heel. Now, it offers really good impact protection. I've never had really sore feet or sore legs or anything like that after playing a game in these, so I found the impact protection to be really positive with these. One thing though is I think that if I'm comparing the GH2 to its predecessor, the Anta GH1, which had the A Flash foam, which is a very similar foam compound. It was a very similar midsole, full length and everything. I think that for me personally, I preferred the A Flash foam midsole in the GH1 just a little bit more than I did to the Ulti Flash in the GH2. Now, like having said that, the GH2 offers a very responsive firm setup that offers impact protection, so you get like a little bit of the best of both. But I just felt, to me personally, I've actually got the GH1s here, and I've got a review on those, but I just felt like this A flash foam was a little bit softer, and it felt a little bit more plush under heel. Still had that firmer forefoot, but I do do some quite heavy heel strikes, and I do need a lot of impact absorption in the heel, and I think I got that just a little bit more from the GH1. So that's my own personal, I guess, like critique of the GH2. But having said that, it's not bad by any stretch. It's just a personal preference for me. I think I liked the ones just a little bit more. We'll transition here to the support of the sneaker. That's the standout feature of the GH2. So if you're looking for a reasonably lightweight and low top basketball sneaker that's going to be really, really supportive for you, then really consider the Anta GH2. The Anta basketball products overall are really supportive sneakers, whether they're a low top like the GH line, or whether they're a higher top sneaker like the Clay line, the KT line. What they do a great job of is locking your foot into place and then supporting you from rolling over while you're playing. I've never had any ankle issue in any Anta sneaker. I've never had a roll or sprain or anything like that. So the support comes from a number of pretty standard features from a basketball sneaker nowadays that just Anta's done really, really well with this particular model. So the forefoot base is really quite wide. And as you can see here, it really extends out at the lateral forefoot to make sort of like an outrigger. It's really exaggerated on the lateral side. And you can see like it's quite flared and exaggerated there. And you actually do sit within the midsole foam just a little bit, just enough to where you feel really safe on the footbed. So this is a little bit different to the GH1, where the GH1 just basically had I guess like a one-piece outsole that was just from forefoot to heel. So this outsole, well, not entirely decoupled, sort of mimics a decoupled outsole. So you have a midfoot torsional plate system here, which is really robust, and so you can hear it there. And it extends on the medial side, sort of into the heel and slightly into the forefoot, and then on the lateral side, that torsional system also makes up this lateral containment piece where they've integrated the Anta Sports logo, and it also comes through and cages the foam, the lateral forefoot. So that's a really, a really robust torsional midfoot torsional system, TPU torsional system. So that gives you tons of support there. It's really hard to twist the sneaker and flex it so that you don't overflex your foot. And then from there, you've got that lateral piece which is integrated into the lacing system. And then speaking of the lacing system, that lacing system, along with the build of the sneaker in totality, does an excellent job of locking you down and really making your foot feel secure within the upper and on top of the footbed. And then you have an internal heel counter. There's no external heel counter on the GH2 like there was on the GH1. But you have an internal heel counter, TPU really standard. And then you've got a traditional lacing system with your nylon cables down at the forefoot into eyelets at the midfoot. And then there's little tabs that extend from the heel and make up the final eyelet. So everything does a great job just drawing your heel back into the back of the sneaker, keeping you really locked in there. So support is excellent. Everything that you would expect from modern performance basketball sneaker. Nothing really you don't need. And yeah, I felt really safe in this sneaker. So we'll move on to the fit. So this is a size 11 US men's, which is my true size. I am a wide footer, so I tend to perhaps go up half a size if possible. The Anta retails only up to size 11, so that's not possible for me in these. So these pretty much, these are my true size. Now what they do is they fit me slightly better than the Anta GH1. So the width of the fit is slightly more forgiving, so slightly wider. So I didn't have any hotspot issues at the lateral forefoot. There is a little bit of extra length at the end of the toe, just about a fingertips width, so you're not, right up against the front of the sneaker, which I do like to have a little bit of length there. It's not excessive. You don't really notice it. I know some people do like a really snug fit where they're really up at the front of the sneaker. There is a little bit of length. It's not too bad. With the fit, I think that this might be the materials more than the actual fit, but not so much in the racing pair. These fit me fine. I didn't notice it. But in the Go Hard colorway, I noticed that there was a little bit of volume above the toe, a little bit of dead space in the toe box, and that the materials sort of like bubbled up and popped weird at times when I was running around on court. So I think that's the materials more than the actual fit of the sneaker. But it's just something to consider that even though they're pretty narrow in width, there is a little bit of volume and length at the toe. So the fit's not quite one-to-one. It's not quite like a true fit, but it's pretty good. And I'd say it's pretty good considering that I'm a wide footer. I can get away with a size 11 like much more easily than I could with the GH1. And then I guess in terms of materials, so they're not consistent across different colorways. Like this racing colorway has this really like funky, like 3D style, like hollow look. I don't even know what sort of fabric it is. I just refer to it as a synthetic. The Go Hard colorway is a synthetic leather. There is a little bit of like, I think it would also be synthetic. Like on the Go Hard colorway, it's a suede, and on here it's like a synthetic leather like patch on the heel. And then there's like textile mesh for the tongue, and also the inner booty, which has a little bit of touch of neoprene at the tongue. But basically, materials are all synthetics and textiles, which is as to be expected from a modern basketball sneaker, especially this racing colorway. What you are going to get out of that is going to be really, really durable. So if you're looking for an outdoor sneaker, then I can recommend the Anta GH2 in terms of the materials, and of course, I can recommend them in terms of the traction and cushion. And I guess that brings us back around and takes care of it for the performance review on these guys, the Anta GH2 from Anta Sports. Now, what I will say is that they're a really good sneaker overall. They're like I said, the traction's good, the cushion's good, the support's excellent. That's a standout feature, and everything else is pretty good or to be expected. Overall, I don't know. I liked them plenty enough, but I didn't love them too much. I wasn't really ever excited about playing in these guys. In terms of the aesthetics, like they look pretty cool, but I think I like the aesthetics of the GH1 more, so it might be just a personal thing for me. I don't know. They were just like good. And I know that's just my personal opinion. They're just like I wasn't really like. They just didn't get me super excited, but that's not to say that they're a bad sneaker. So if you're someone that loves the way that they look, and like I said, wants a low top sneaker that's going to be really supportive for you, and give you a really responsive cushion setup, then by all means, then check them out. They're available at a bunch of different places. If I was to recommend anywhere to get Anta sneakers, it'd probably be Famuji sneaker. But with all that being said, as I said at the top, thanks to Anta Sports for sending these my way. Thanks to you guys for checking out this video and watching the review with me. If you've stuck with me this far, I'll encourage you to check out where the written review. There'll be a written review of these, and it'll be on my website, hoopsneakers.wordpress.com, where you can find out their price, their weight, the score that I give them, and I'll probably try and leave some links as to where you can purchase the Anta GH2. You can also follow me on Instagram, which is where I'm most active, so you can get in touch with me real easily on Instagram. DM me there if you wish to do so. So that's at hoops_sneakers_ on Instagram. I'll leave a link in the description below. And then I've got a Facebook page too, which is steadily growing as I continue to put out more sneaker content for you guys. But with all that being said, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.